Hi, welcome to the Coffee Hour, a show that involves you in verbal interaction. Sports with Brian Camp. So settle in with coffee in hand and enjoy the Coffee Hour. Now here's your host, Frank Allan.
Well, here we are, TGIF. Thank God it's Friday, and thank God that all of you are out there as well. We're loving to have you aboard with us. Happy holiday to each and every one of you, and welcome once again. It's another look into the world, and of course, you're with us, and we're going to be with you for a whole full hour. The name of the show is called The Coffee Hour, and we are celebrating an early Christmas because Christmas is coming around the corner. We thank all of you for joining in with us. We're going to be here for a whole hour. And those of you who have been around with us a long time, you already know what the show is all about. We get everybody involved in the show, even during the holidays, right? So that's why we want all of you newcomers, if you're possibly new, to join us. Let me tell you what the show is all about. I am the host. I get things rolling as I'm doing right now. And as I do it, you can join in conversation right now as we speak. All you have to do is use your keyboard on your telephone, on your computer, or on your iPad, or even your tablet. You know, just type in whatever you want to type. I will see you right there on the big screen. Of course, I will acknowledge each and every one of you with your opinions and ideas, because that's what the show is all about. Open, free exchange of opinions and ideas, and I bet you have a lot of them, and I would like to hear them. So come along and join us. And those of you who are joining us for the first time, especially if you're on Facebook, joining us on Facebook, all right, because we're in three different areas, right? We're live on Facebook, we're live on YouTube and Instagram, and so any one of those can get you there. But if you're on Facebook right now, we want you to take a moment right now to tag all of your friends, all of the friends that you know, if not all of them, maybe some of them, and let them know that we're out here and we want them in here as well with us, because it's nice and toasty and warm here on this Christmas holiday. So we want you to get in touch with them right away. Tag them. You can tag the show to them. When they see the tag, they know it's coming from you, and all they have to do is just click onto it, and it brings them right to us. Just as simple as that. Okay, so please do that right away. We love to have you aboard with us. We love to celebrate the Christmas season along with you on this show and have a lot of fun, because that's what it's all about. And we have a lot of fun each week on the Coffee Hour. And those of you, again, who are watching us on YouTube, now I always encourage all of you guys to go onto our YouTube channel. If you're right there right now, that's fine, because now all you have to do is take the time and subscribe. If you haven't done it thus far, this is the time to do it. Drag your mouse over to where it says subscribe down there, and I think it's embroidered in black. And all you have to do is click onto it. And that's all it takes. No money is involved, no nothing is involved. You don't have to have a union card or any kind of identification. As long as you're over 18, that's the most important thing. So do that right away, and we really would appreciate that. Now, the reason why we would love you to do that is only because we want to check up on people, make sure and find out who's actually following us and who's with us each week and who's part of the action here. And the other reason is that when you do click on, right, that automatically gives you the opportunity to know from here on in when the show comes on. If you happen to forget about it, let's say, for instance, you come back next week and you happen to forget about it. Now you already clicked on to it, right? You're already a member. You're right there. It gives you notification that something is going on and that we're on the air, or even if we post a picture or some kind of video or something, it gives you that opportunity to know that it's there, and all you have to do is click onto that, and it brings you right there to see what's happening. So that's what we want to do. We don't want you to miss any part of the show. That's why if you're on YouTube and you're a member and you clicked on, you're part of the YouTube family as far as subscription goes, that's all it takes, because each and every time we come on the air, the notification will pop up, provided you're online. Tell your family and friends to do the same thing as well. We really would appreciate that. Do that right now. It only takes a second, not even, just a click away. And for those of you who are watching us on Instagram, you don't need to do anything special, because Instagram, all we have to do is make sure that you keep the word percolating throughout your community, your family and friends, your relatives, and everyone that you know, and let them in on the action too and get them involved. Now, for you guys who are watching us on YouTube and Instagram, you can do the same thing or something similar to the people who do on Facebook. Now, the people on Facebook, they tag their friends, and you could do basically the same thing. Now, what you do is that whatever platform you're on, whether it's YouTube or Instagram, cut and paste the platform that you're on, right? That link, and then send it to your family and friends, and they'll see it's coming from you. All they have to do is click onto that link, and it brings them right here. Just as simple as that. So please do that. It's a good thing to do, and we really appreciate it, because if they like what they see and if they like what they hear, of course, they'll come back again and again, and we hope that they do as well. So we've got a good show coming up for you. We do our regular routine in conjunction with interacting with you. We have sports coming up. Sports are coming up not too far away, in just minutes from now. In this particular hour, Brian Camp is the head of that. He has a show called Sports Update. However, Brian is taking the day off, but he was nice enough to leave us some material that we could tell you about in sports. We don't want to leave that out. That's all coming up later on this hour. Okay, just minutes, as a matter of fact, within this half hour. Okay, so look forward to that. Also, at the end of the program, towards the end of the program, I have those movies that I always research for you. Because the weekend is coming up, and then we've got a lot of things to talk about. The weekend is coming up, and of course, you're going to be doing a lot of things. And one of the things that you may want to do is, catch up on some movies that you haven't seen in a while. And I want to help you out with that, because I want to put my 2 cents in with the movies that I selected for you, coming from Turner Classic Movies. I know you like those classic movies, so I have a couple of them I'm going to put on your bucket list on what to watch. And I'm pretty sure you're very resourceful as well. You can find other things. You're streaming and you're on cable. There's a lot of entertainment to be had, and you know what to do with it. But I just want to add my 2 cents to that, and that's all coming up later on in the program. Remember, all of the views and the opinions expressed on this show, The Coffee Hour, does not necessarily reflect the view or the opinions of the people of Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Zoom, or any other social media outlet or broadcast facility. So with that being said, why don't we get together and lift our cups and glasses? Because what would the coffee hour be without a little coffee? So it's no coffee today. It's eggnog. Hey, it helps. Anyway, whatever it is, your coffee, your eggnog, your orange juice, or whatever it is, let's raise our cups, because what would the coffee hour or the eggnog hour be without a little coffee or eggnog? So, excuse me while I shoot up. Somebody tricked me. I thought this was the real thing, but it is eggnog. It's the virgin kind, I guess. I guess they didn't want me to do anything crazy while I'm on the air. Anyway, I'll have a little more later, and I'm pretty sure whatever your beverage is, you got yours going too. I want to say hello to Warren Dantzler out there from North Carolina, coming out of Greensboro, to be a little more blunt. He wants to say hello. I want to say hello back to him. And a good morning to Lisa, coming out of Ohio. So we've got people out of North Carolina and Ohio, and of course, a lot of other places. And for the rest of you, we'll be waiting for all of you to come in so we can get this show on the road. I want to thank all of you guys for watching. Of course, if you're going to do what Lisa and Warren is doing, you want to indulge in conversation and say hi. And we would love you to do that, because I'd love to address each and every one of you personally. So don't be shy about it. But when you do that, please give us what's happening in your area as far as your weather is concerned. Now, North Carolina, I know Warren is going to get his up there. Lisa, what kind of weather do you have out there? Just give us something brief. It doesn't have to be a full-blown weather forecast. Just, give us some kind of idea, because I like to compare notes, what the weather is where I am, and conjunction with the weather where you are and other people having their weather. Right now, it's 44 degrees and cloudy in North Carolina. That's what Warren says, out in his neck of the woods, out in Greensboro, North Carolina. So it is cold. It is cold out there. Brian told me last night that yesterday, during the day, the temperatures were up in the 60s in Charlotte, North Carolina. I wonder what it's like now. He's not here to tell us, but I'm pretty sure if he happens to pop in for any reason, he can tell us. It's beautiful, really big flakes. Big flakes. So I'm assuming, Lisa, you say beautiful big flakes. So she's got snow there. And believe it or not, Lisa, we've got a little snow coming on the way here. I'm going to tell you more about that later because those of you who are in the New York City area or in the vicinity of New York City, don't have to worry. You dodged a bullet. I'm going to take care of that for you. But the rest of you who live outside of New York, let us know what it's like in your area. So you got snow in Ohio where Lisa is, and it's only 44 degrees and it's cloudy skies in North Carolina. And again, to be a little blunt, Greensboro, North Carolina. And we're going to tell you about our weather forecast. So give us your weather forecast and I will give you mine a little later on. Yes, it is. Here we are. We're celebrating the season, right? You got days away. If you haven't done your Christmas shopping yet, you only have a few days away. You got a little time, but people are rushing there right now to grab whatever they can grab, and they're grabbing the sales. And then you got Black Friday coming again. Black Friday after the holiday we had on Thanksgiving, and then I assume there's another Black Friday coming up after the Christmas holiday. You want to try to get whatever you put out and get a little back from something, right? Right, like a great sale or something. Anyway, you have a little bit of time left to do your Christmas shopping. Christmas Day is coming up, and that's coming up this Wednesday of next week, this Wednesday. And so I would imagine a lot of you will be taking off. A lot of you will be celebrating with your family and friends. A lot of you guys will be probably going out of town, some doing locally. And a lot of you are ready to jump on the plane to fly to your destination, or even go jump in the car and drive along. You make sure that you have plenty of gas going and things are revved up. But we talk about the holiday because we want to make sure that everybody is safe to wherever your destination is. Me, personally, I am going to stay put in New York. I'm going to spend my local time right here in New York. I'm not going to move. I got away on Thanksgiving. I think that's enough. So I'm going to take it easy right now and enjoy Christmas at home, maybe with a little eggnog. Someone's got to do something about this eggnog. Anyway, that's what I'm going to be doing. But we hope that if you do have to go away, you're going away with family and friends, or you're going to visit other relatives, do it safely and do it responsibly. And that's a good segue to tell you about what we're going to acknowledge for the rest of this month. Right? We're acknowledging National Drunk and Drugged Driving Prevention all this month. And I want to talk about, I think that's very important for you to know that, because a lot of people want to get a little crazy, and it doesn't hurt to get a little crazy, but you want to make sure that you do everything responsibly. So if you're going to go out there and bend a few elbows, let someone else do the driving. Don't do the driving yourself. Take a designated driver, preferably someone who doesn't indulge. And then you could have a ride going and coming back. And, and if you're going to indulge a little bit, do it moderately. Don't get crazy to the point where, you don't know what your name is or where you're from or what you do for a living. You don't want to do that. Do everything moderately, because this is the time of the season when people are going to be on the road. And I look out for others, including myself. So you may be next to me on the road as I'm driving along. You may be next to me. All right. And I want to make sure that if you're going to drive next to me, make sure that you're sober. I'll wave to you. I'll see you and I'll wave to you. But don't get too close if you're a little. All right. We don't want any of that. That's bad news. Bad news. So that's what we're doing all this month. We're acknowledging National Drunk and Drugged Driving Prevention Month. So we keep all of that in mind, right? Okay. Also, and then I'm going to be talking about this because when we come back next week, We're going to be here. Uh, it's going to be a brand new year when we come back next week, right? So this is the last day of December where we're going to celebrate, for this month. And so when we come back, because what is today? Today is Thursday. Today is Friday. Today is Friday, and that will be actually Friday. The day after New Year will be on a Thursday, right? But nevertheless, we'll be into a brand new year. We'll be in the second day of the brand new year. Come 2 weeks, 2 weeks from about a week, actually a week when you count it. When you hit Christmas, it'll be a week, and then we'll come back. But next week, we're gonna have a lot of fun as usual. We're gonna kick off the brand new year. Hopefully, that this brand new year that's coming up will be a great one for all of us. We look forward to that. So make sure, again, follow all the rules and regulations on the road. Okay. Take your flu and COVID shots. I'm not gonna be talking about this too much longer because there is no more grace time for this. All right, we gave you time. These vaccinations came out already. The flu vaccination was out at the tail end of August, the beginning of September, and not too long after that, COVID-19, the updated version came out. And I kept telling you week after week after week. And if you haven't done it yet, then I don't know what to tell you. You got to be proactive about these things because we want to make sure that you're healthy along the way. And you already know that COVID is still here. It's going to be here for the rest of our lives, just like the flu. It's going to be here for the rest of our lives. So we want to make sure we take the shots for it. Fortunately, the pandemic is behind us, and hopefully we'll never see it again. And that's why we want you to get vaccinated so it doesn't spread and blossom the way it did back then. No, those are some bad times. Okay, go to your pharmacist and request it. Make sure that that they're ready to do it for you. And you can go online. Now I'm pretty sure your pharmacist has an online place where you can go and make the appointment, right? And you can take the shots both at the same time, both the flu and the COVID-19 shot at the same time. You can do that, right? You might as well do it now. I mean, because why wait to do one at one time and then another at another time? You want to get everything into it. This is the time to do it, So I'm going to be telling you about it for just the last time or so and making sure that you're aware of it. It's the flu and COVID vaccinations. They are available still, and it's waiting for you. It has your name on it. It really does have your name on it. So please do that. Okay. Okay, as I said, if you're going to enjoy and indulge in conversation with us, we hope you do so. We want to say hello to Mary Reed is out there. Mary, how are you? Happy holiday to you. And there's Brian out there, of course, taking the day off, sitting back going, ho, 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 you're on the air and I'm not. Okay. But Brian is wishing everybody a happy holiday, happy Kwanzaa, Hanukkah. He's doing the whole thing. And that's what it's all about. It's Christmas. If you're celebrating Christmas, we've got Kwanzaa that we celebrate actually the same day as Christmas, right? So you got Kwanzaa, there's Hanukkah there. Feliz Navidad. Over in Charlotte, North Carolina, it's 48 degrees out there and it's cloudy, going up to 56 degrees, a little bit lower than he had yesterday. And Brian, Warren has 44 degrees at the moment. So I guess you're about 4 degrees higher than he is, right? Okay. Still in all, it's kind of chilly. So make sure you bundle up warm if you're in a place, especially here in New York. It's not biting cold outside, but I got to tell you, it's going to get biting cold later on. Thank you, Mary. But give us your forecast. Mary, you don't have to worry about the forecast. Brian gave us his, Lisa gave us hers, and Warren gave us his. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give you mine. It's going to be cold conditions, and we've got a little bit of snow coming underway. Now, for those of you who live in New York, again, don't have to worry about it. Please don't worry about giving us your weather forecast because I am going to take care of that for you. And And so don't worry about it, all right? So what we have right now is 38 degrees. That's what we have right now presently here in New York City is 33 degrees. And what did I say? 38 degrees, right? It's 38 degrees outside. And we have one more degree to go up before we get into where we're supposed to be. Okay, so today, here's what it looks like. We've got a little snow coming along the way, flurries, occasional snow showers. We have temperatures nearly steady in the mid to upper 30s, and winds will be north-northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Chance of snow is 70%. So that's a pretty good chance of snow. Let's see, for tonight, cloudy with periods of snow after midnight. We'll have a low 33 degrees. Winds will be north at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Chance of snow stays 70 degrees. So this is our first snow. I don't think we're going to get an avalanche like a lot of people would like. You know, I haven't seen that much snow in a long time. For Saturday, you're going out. Okay, now it gets a little better Saturday, but it's still going to be on the chilly side. It will be some lingering morning flurries or snow showers, and it'll be cloudy skies early that day, but then becoming partly cloudy later on in the day. We'll have a high around 35 degrees. Winds will be northwest at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Now, this is where you really have to bundle up. Saturday night, if you're going out, you're going to go out there and party or do whatever you do. I don't even know if they party anymore. They don't clubs anymore. Anyway, it's going to be mostly clear skies. You have a low near 20 degrees. That's what I said. That's why I said you have to bundle up real warm. Low of 20 degrees. Winds will be northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. And as we wrap up our weekend, get ready for our weekend, you're going to church or whatever you do on Sundays, you better dress warm. I mean, extra warm, because it's going to be mostly sunny, but still very, very cold. We'll have a high 27 degrees. That's the high. 27 degrees, winds will be north-northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. And repeating our current temperature, we have 38 degrees. You ever notice that around this time, it's usually maybe just before Christmas. If we don't get any snow at that particular time, it gets cold. You see? So we've got a lot of cold weather coming along. You know, I mean, listen, it's about that time anyway. And thank God that we had enough rain here in New York, because we had a drought going on. And I remember we have over 50 days of no water. And what I mean by no water, I mean by no rain. Had over 50 days. And with all of the wet weather that we had recently coming down, everybody welcomed it. No one complained. And so our reservoirs look very good right now. We're doing pretty good right now. And with the snow added, with the flurries, every little bit helps. All right. So we've got that going along. Now, if you're just joining us, the name of the show is called The Coffee Hour. And I've got my friends. Who are you? You guys come along each week, and we thank you for being along with us. I personally thank all of you who have been with us for all of these years. And again, those of you who are new, don't worry about it. You're just as important as anybody else comes in. Having a European chocolate mocha. That's it. Now, see, now Mary is wise. She's warming up a little chocolate mocha. That's the European style, and for the coffee hour. And today is good. Thank you, Mary. And all of that's good. So, and she says that the snow is fine with her. The snow is fine with her, as long as we don't get an avalanche. I don't want an avalanche. I know some people who loves the snow. You know, they want an avalanche. Oh, you can keep your avalanche, you know, and whatever snow that I get, you could have part of it. You know, I'm just not that kind of a person. I'm not a snowy or wintry kind of person. Everybody knows that. Everyone that knows me knows that for a fact. I am not that kind of person. So there you go. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, as I said, Brian is here, well, he's here and he's not here. You see him online there, you know, he's just sitting back, relaxing. But he has a day off today. So thank you, Brian, for supplying us, because we're going to go into the wonderful world of sports. This is Sports Update. And the NCAA president, Charlie Baker, and the NFLPA representative urged Congress to rein on the sports betting industry at at a Senate hearing, and it's calling for federal legislation to combat gambling addiction and abuse of athletes. Now, the talks were about the increasing harassment athletes face for bettors in the stands or on social media. Herschel Walker, the football legend who unsuccessfully ran for a U.S. Senator, and he did that in Georgia, has been chosen by the elect president, whoever that is, to be ambassador to the Bahamas. And Walker, a Republican, tried to unseat Democratic Senator Reverend Raphael Warnock 2 years ago. The 2025 NBA All-Star Game is going to be an All-Star tournament this season in San Francisco. This season's format is a 14 three-team one-night tournament featuring 3 teams of 8 All-Star, each with 4th team being the winner of the Rising Star Challenger or the Challenge for first and second year players. The winning team is all games will be the first to score 40 points. The rest of the facilities will take place February 14th and 16th. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver has wanted a more competitive All-Star event for some time. And on this day, December 20th, in 1921, the American League votes to return to the best 7 World Series, while the National League votes best of 9. In 1940, Connie Mack acquires control interest in the A's for $42,000. In 1973, American League President Joe Cronin refuses to allow Dick Williams to manage the New York Yankees. In 1985, sportscaster Howard Cosell retires from TV sports after 20 years at ABC. And birthdays on this day in 1881, I remember it so well. Ricky Branch, Hall of Famer catcher, manager, and executive, was born on this day in Stockade, Ohio. In 1927, Jim Simpson, sportscaster of NBC and ESPN, was born in Washington, D.C. In 1942, Bob Hayes, the NFL wide receiver and Olympic gold medalist too, was born in Jacksonville, Florida. In 1949, Cecil Cooper from the Major League Baseball. He was first baseman, born in Brennan, Texas. In 1961, Nate Newton, NFL from the Dallas Cowboys, was born in Orlando, Florida. In 1982, David Wright, Major League Baseball third baseman of the New York Mets, was born in Norfolk, Virginia. And in other sports, Baltimore Ravens Dante Johnson have mutually agreed to exercise or excuse wide receiver from the team activities this week. The Ravens suspended Johnson for more games for conducting conduct for his conduct to the team after he refused to enter the week 13 loss of the Philadelphia Eagles on December 1st. Johnson sat out the Sunday's game over the New York Giants, and it was expected that he would return to the team activities this week. However, he will now also miss the preparations for Saturday's home game against the Pittsburgh Steelers, for the former team. That was his former team. The Orlando Magic, along with the entire basketball community, expressed their deep condolences on social media following the tragic death of NBA player Janice Timmer. Now, his sudden passing has left the fans, and Timmer was selected in the second round of the 2023 NBA draft by the Memphis Grizzlies. He was later traded to the Orlando Magic and participated in their summer league team in 2021. Timmer, with his eyes set on the future, had announced that he would continue his professional career in Russia. Left-hander Max Fried, and the New York Yankees finalized a $218 million 8-year contract on Tuesday. The deal was agreed to last week at the winter meeting at the Yankees lost when they lost their outfielder Juan Soto. That was a bummer to the rival Mets. Total bummer. And Fried's deal is the largest for the left-handed pitcher and baseball history. $1 million more than David Price, and 7-year contract with the Boston Red Sox ahead of the 2016 season. Organizers of the breakaway European Super League have revealed new plans to create a rival to the Champions League. The Unified League is the latest incarnation of the purpose of the elite competition for the biggest soccer club in Europe. And it comes after the launch of the Super League in 2021, and it collapsed when clubs behind or backed out the face of the angry fans that they protest. In Madrid, based A22 Sports Management said Tuesday it has submitted proposals to governing bodies UEFA and FIFA for official recognition of its competition. Okay, now, and the Phoenix Suns, their great, the Phoenix Suns' great Dick Van Arsen, who was the first player to pick the franchise expansion draft that was built the team, has died. Van Arsen, who was the second round pick for the New York Knicks in 1965, played 3 seasons with the team before he went to Phoenix, and he played for the Suns from 1968 to 1977. He was 81 years old. And there you have it. That's it in the world of sports on Sports Update. We thank Brian Camp for bringing us and delivering us those items that we can relate to you sports fans out there. And of course, you're watching the Coffee Hour. And if you're just joining us, of course, you already know that we're here each week. And even if you're just joining us for the first time, join the friends that are with us right now. Brian, Rod, Lightning Rod. I want to say hello to Lightning Rod Jacob. Don't want to mess with him, man. He's good with his fists. Thank you so much for being along with us, Lightning. And for those of you who are just joining us, please stay with us for the balance of the show. We're going to be here for the rest of the hour. And tell your family and friends about it. As a matter of fact, if you're on Facebook right now, if you're dealing with us on Facebook right now, take the time and tag your friends. Tag all of your friends and let them know that we're out here. And when they see that tag coming from you, they'll click onto it. And all they have to do is just wait until they pop into the room with us, and they'll see you, they'll see me, they'll see all of us out here enjoying the show. So we look forward to seeing you out there. And again, if you have any aspirations of speaking to us, or as I say, interacting with the rest of us here, give us your weather forecast. You guys from New York don't have to worry about it. I already did that already. I shared the weather forecast with everybody already, so you don't have to do that. But for the rest of you, give us your weather forecast, because I like to share or compare notes on what the weather is here to what the weather is where you are. And so thank all of you guys for being along with us. Well, I must tell you guys this, and it's very important for you to know, and maybe you guys can help me out with this. You already know that this weekend is a possibility, unless me being on the air miss something, because I could miss something while because news constantly goes. It keeps moving, right? And I may miss something while I am on the air, but maybe a lot of you know what's happening. But right now, as far as we know, there's going to be a government shutdown. You guys heard about it, right? It's going to be a government shutdown. So if you guys, any of you guys out there working for the government, I hate to break the bad news to you, but it's not my fault. I'm only telling you what's going on. It doesn't have to be this way, but it is this way. And all of us are bracing for the worst. unless there's some kind of miracle that's going to develop. There's supposed to be a shutdown. They're supposed to be shutting down the government Saturday morning at 12:01. Now they said Saturday 12:01. That's after midnight. So I'm assuming that today is Friday. And since Saturday's 12:01, they say Saturday 12:01, we're talking about tonight, midnight tonight. A minute after midnight tonight, the government will shut down. That's the way it goes right now, unless some miracle happens. We went through this before. This time it's a little different. This time a little different because some of the crybabies, saying, I want to make you miserable. So I'm going to shut down the government because things are not going my way. You're not following me. You're not listening to me. So that's where we are right now. And if you are a government employee, they say don't expect to go to your office place. Yes, Mary, we continue to pray that miracles happen, and it can. We only have up until midnight. Things could happen, Christ's sake, he's only a man. He's not God. So that's why we pray to where God really is. Okay. But if you're a government worker, you're not going to be, going to work. You're not going to go to your government jobs. They say you may not even get paid. Now, as far as Social Security, you guys getting your Social Security check, I'm not sure what's happening with that. All right. I was able to tell you the last time when they threatened to close down the government that, oh, no, it's not going to affect your Social Security payment. This is a different situation here now. So I don't know how it's going to act. I want to look into it. If anyone knows better than I do at this particular point about government checks, a lot of people are worried about that. Whether they will receive their government checks, their Social Security checks, or other government checks that they're supposed to receive, because people have to eat, people or have to pay their rents, their bills. Mary said everything is okay now. Okay, I don't know what you mean by that, Mary. If you could elaborate that a little more, everything is okay now. All right. I'm trying to get a point. Mary is in the know. She's trying to include me into other things. When you say everything is okay now, please elaborate on that for me. Is it okay now that everybody will be getting their checks? Or is it okay that they're not going to go on strike? I need to know that. Please tell me right away, okay? But again, as it goes right now, they say, you may not be getting your government checks, but I hope that whatever Mary is saying, that everything's okay now, the Social Security. Okay, so she got the dope on that. She says the Social Security is okay. So you will receive your Social Security check. That's not going to stop. As far as employees, I'm not sure about whether they get their checks or not. They should. They have to eat. If they're going to shut down the government, that's not their fault. They should be a way where they'd be able to get their money, because they have to feed their families just like everybody else. And it doesn't look like there's any hope for this strike at this particular point. I'm not trying to put any fear in anyone's heart, but that's the way it looks like that. Mary says, I hope next month be okay. And well, we'll have to see about 2025, Mary. But first things first is see if we can get by this holiday. Now, see, this is a bad time for the government to actually shut down anything. This is a very bad time, just in time for Christmas. This strike goes on, or this shutdown goes on tonight, midnight, Saturday morning, 12:05 a.m. If this goes down, it's just in time for Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, politicians, all of you who are involved in it, who put a hand in there. 2 words. I shouldn't say Merry Christmas, but 2 words for you. And Merry Christmas to the rest of you. That's all I have to say about that. So let's keep our fingers crossed, and hopefully everything is going to be okay. We got by it, and sometimes we got by it through the 11th hour. Hello, Debbie. Debbie Kirkland, my good friend, my former working buddy, and wishing you a happy holiday too, Debbie. Thank you so much for being along with us for this Friday. Thank God it's Friday. You know, Friday has that certain thing about it, right? Friday has that certain thing about it. This is great. Okay, so let's keep our fingers crossed with that and see where we come up with that, because people have to eat. They have to pay their bills. They have to pay rent. At the top of the month, collectors don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it. You don't have the money? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And yes, it is bad time for a shutdown. And we've been through this before. We've been through this lots of times before, and we recovered from it. And we will recover from this as well. The only difference is that we'll have to put more work into it, because now January 20th is coming up, and you know what's going to happen January 20th, right? It hits the fan January 20th. And, ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you a question. The person that ran for president, is that the person that's going to be the president, or is it going to be Elon Musk? I'm just asking. I'm just putting it out there. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm seeing wrong. Maybe I'm seeing things that I'm not supposed to see, or maybe it's a figment of my imagination. But is it the person that's running for president going to be the president, or is it going to be Elon Musk? Because he seems like he's calling the shots right now. We'll see. Get out the popcorn, the peanuts, and the Cracker Jack. Sit back and watch the clown show, as they would call it. I'm exhausted. Salud. Ciandani. Somebody's got to do something about this eggnog. Something's missing from it. Anyway, thank you for being with us. It's the coffee hour, and we're going to be here for the rest of the hour, and we invite you to stay along with us. We've got so many things to talk about, and you're here to talk about with us, and we'll talk more and more. Keep your conversations going so we can entertain you all. Okay, Jill Jameson, the TV actress best known for the roles of Falcon Crest and Star Trek: A New Generation, has died. Jacobson passed away December 8th, but her death was only confirmed by her publicist, Daniel Hooray, over the last weekend. Hooray, who was also a friend of Jacobson, noted that the actress died in Los Angeles after a battle of a long illness. She was 70 years old. Billie Eilish, I would imagine that's how you pronounce it, had a object thrown at her while performing this week. The singer was sitting cross-legged on the stage, and she was performing at the Desert Diamond Arena in Glendale, Arizona last Friday, with what appeared to be a bracelet struck her in the face as she performed. In a fan's footage shared on TikTok, Irish can be seen flinching and turning her head away from the crowd before they gasped and booed at the action in outrage. And Eilish then continued to sing before casually tossing the object aside. Oh, good news for Chris Cuomo. He has inked an agreement to sign on News Nation's air for a few more years. And the former CNN ABC news correspondent joins News Nation in 2022. On Monday, News Nation announced it had reached a multi-year agreement with the anchor and reporter to continue hosting his primetime program. Congratulations, Chris. I love that guy. Last Christmas, Brenda Lee set several important chart Milestones when her 1958 holiday single, Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree, hit #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 charts for the first time. Lee, then 78 years old, became the oldest artist to top the chart, and it also became the single that took the longest time for the initial release to hit #1. The Christmas Lee, this Christmas Lee, now 80 years old, is celebrating her holiday by hitting the new PBS American Masters documentary called Brenda Lee, Still Rockin'. The special includes people coming from the music industry like Keith Urban, Pat Benatar, Tanya Tucker, Trisha Yearwood, and Lee herself. And all 7 seasons for the beloved WB family dramedy. That's the dramedy, that's comedy and dramedy put together. Remember the Gilmore Girls? Well, congratulations to them. They became available for streaming on Hulu Monday. And in connection with the surprise drop for the series, Hulu has also added the holiday episode collection trade on the show's main page, which compiles all of the Christmas season episode in one place, including season 1. Happy birthday, and today's birthdays in the entertainment world. R&B singer Anita Ward, you can ring my bell. She's 68 years old today. Allan Parsons from the Allan Parsons Project is 76 years old. Dick Wolf, the creator of Miami Vice and Law and Order, is 78 years old as well. And R&B singer Kim Weston, Motown legend from the Motown days, she's 85 years old today. Happy birthday to all of you who are celebrating. We wish you a happy one. May you live as long as you like, long as you want, and never want as long as you live. And I'm not going to say the rest of it because that comes from another legend in radio. Thank you so much for being along with us. And those of you who are celebrating a birthday, happy birthday to you too. And if you have one coming up in anytime soon, in weeks to come, let us know about it. Get in touch with us and let us know, and we will announce it, or you can come on and announce it yourself, right? Do that. You can do that. And all you have to do is email us or give us a call. I have 2 sources there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the email address first. How about that? The email address first is Frank Allan Prod. Allan is spelled Allan. Now, you already know that's an important detail. Why? You've seen the show long enough to know why it's an important detail. Because for the benefit of people who are new, you spell Allan like a few different ways, right? My way, we'll do it my way. Allan. That's Frank Allan Prod. Allan. Prod is Prod. That's short for Productions. Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. That's Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. Telephone number is 641-715-3900, extension 467134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467134. Don't forget, you can call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. You can even email us, and even in the middle of the night, you can do that. We'll get it either way. And you can contact us for any reason at all. You may contact and say, hey, I saw the show. Congratulations. Now get out of here. Or you have ideas for the show for me, and I will listen to you. I'll be able to listen to you. And of course, we'll take it all into consideration. Or maybe you just want to say hi, or maybe you have a birthday coming up, a mitzvah, or some kind of event that you think will be an interest to my listeners and my viewers. Bring it along. Bring it along. We'd be glad to have it, okay? And keep all of that information wherever you go. And of course, wherever you go, you're not going to walk out the house without your cell phone, because now you're going to feel like you're naked, right? And you're going to be freezing. Oh, it's cold out here. I forgot my cell phone. Keep the cell phone. You take your laptop with you, your other devices, such as your iPad, and maybe your tablet, but you can keep all of that information in there where you can get easy access to it, right? Because you can't go wrong holding it in your cell phone. All you have to do is go, boop, 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 and it's right there, right? Simple as that. But keep all the information there. And of course, you can use it anytime you like. As I said, 7 days a week, 365 days out of the year. Okay. So do that right away. I'll give you that the email address once again is frankallenprod@aol.com. That's frankallenprod@aol.com. Telephone number is 641-715-3900, extension 467134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467134. And there you go. Okay, so we've got through all of that. And I took you through the scary stories. Mary, that is scary, so scary. All right. But I took you through all of that. And I like to keep all of you guys informed of a lot of things, including my experiences of a lot of things. You know, I mean, maybe about last week or a week before, I told you about a certain website, you should stay away from them. Okay, we got that out of the way. That's done and finished. I want you guys to let me know one thing. A lot of you guys are Facebookers, you guys on Facebook, right? Because I noticed one thing. I have some friends that I've known for years and years that are on Facebook. And one of my friends, I don't know, just went off into the darkness and never heard from her. Never heard from her. And I contacted her by phone, by email, nothing doing. But now her Facebook is alive. And that person is posting things on their Facebook. All right. And I'm saying, okay, they're okay. They're okay. But then I start to realize that their posting is something out of their character. All right. Something, let's say their views that I knew them as, the kind of people that I knew them as, did not match what they post. You know, whether it's political or whether it's religious or whatever, it was out of character for them. And it got me to believe that, well, maybe that's not them. That's not really them. Someone took over that Facebook page. Just last week, there was another friend of mine, someone that I worked with a long time ago. Suddenly, her Facebook came alive. Now, some people, they shut down their Facebook for a lot of reasons. Sometimes they're sick of the drama. They don't want to hear it anymore. So they just want to get out of it, stay out for a couple of years and not get involved, right? But the second friend, it was the same thing. Her posting was totally out of her character. She was never like that. And so I'm wondering if you know anyone, or if you know anyone that's out of character and you haven't heard from them in a long time, all of a sudden their Facebook comes back, but whatever they post is totally out of character. That's not them, that you've known them for years and it's not them. Let me know if you experience anything like that. Okay, because I'm kind of interested, because a lot of people have been hacked on Facebook. A lot of people's Facebook has been taken over by someone else. I know someone else, a third person, that's Facebook was taken away by a prominent person whose name I will not mention. Okay. But I don't believe that person knew that his or her Facebook was compromised. So I'm kind of wondering if you experienced anything like that, if you know anything like that. Okay. Now, I just want to let you guys know, if you're a friend of mine on Facebook and you see something coming up that doesn't sound like, oh, that's not what he would say, that's not what he would do, that's not what he believes, chances are it's not. That means someone took over my Facebook page. Okay. If I'm ever hacked, I know about it. I will inform everyone. Do not friend me, because that is an imposter. I've had that done to me a couple of times. I'm sure you all have. So, just let me know. Mary, I'm not going to be on the air Christmas Day. I'm going to be on the air after Christmas Day. Christmas Day is Wednesday, but I continue to do the show on Talkback Live. Talkback Live, I will be here, okay, for that, okay? And the day after that, I'll do the coffee hour. So yeah, I'll be here for the holidays. Brian, I'm not so sure. He's going to have to let me know about it. I told him you're welcome to refrain from it, but I have to do the show because I'm the host of the show. Okay, I've got movies for you guys. I just have two movies this week, and they're classic movies, and they're Bing Crosby movies, and they go along with the Christmas holiday. So I want to give them to you right now. Let's go back to 1944. This one is called Going My Way, Bing Crosby, and that's on Turner Classic Movies, and you could see it. You could see it Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern on Turner Classic Movies. And then right behind that is a movie called The Bells of St. Mary's. That goes to 1945. That's also Bing Crosby along with Ingrid Bergman. And that's on Turner Classic Movies. And that's Sunday. And that's at 5:45 p.m. Eastern. And they're great classic movies. Those are my picks of the week. And I hope you get a chance to enjoy it. Now, when you go on Turner Classic Movies, right? If you go there and you scroll down the line and you see all of the movies, there may be more movies that you may be interested in. I only picked these two because these are my picks of the week, but there may be more that may tickle your fancy and that you may want to enjoy. And you're welcome to do that. And that's exactly why I send you over to Turner Classic Movies to see the other ones, to see what you can add to your bucket list of what to watch this weekend. Okay. And while you're there, don't forget, you can watch all of the free movies that are on there on demand. All right. If you have cable, you're on demand. There are a lot of free movies from A to Z. There are a whole list of them. All the networks are there. You can go on the networks and see what they have to offer. You like Lifetime movies? They have those there. The Network Lifetime Movie Network. You can see what they have available there. There are a lot of children programs, for the kiddies that I watch sometimes. I mean, it's better than watching the news sometimes. Anyway, also, there are great documentaries, and I got to tell you, great documentaries, a lot of great documentaries, and sporting events. I like sports. I love my wrestling. If I happen to miss any wrestling match, which I think is rare, I can go on the next day and check it out, and on that particular network that it was on, and sometimes without commercial interruption. Okay. And there's so many things to do. And people are streaming too. You guys are streamers, whoever is streaming, you can do that. Let me also suggest a couple of movies. One is a documentary, but let me suggest another one to you. Jamie Foxx has a documentary, and he tells the story in his own way. He has his on stage performance, and he tells his story because we already know he almost died. We almost lost Jamie Foxx. But there's a documentary on Netflix called Jamie Foxx, What Happened? I think it's something like What Happened, but it's on there. Jamie Foxx, just speak into the mic and say, pull up Jamie Foxx. Okay. And you'll see his story. He tells his own story because I didn't know what to believe in the beginning about Jamie Foxx, but he tells his own story in a comedic way. And so let me suggest that one to you. Also, I want to suggest another Netflix documentary. It's called Who Killed Malcolm X? Now, the reason why I suggest this one is because everybody knows the story about Malcolm X, but this one goes a little deeper than I remember. And it's a six-parter. So you can take your time with it. It's a six-parter. And it tells stories that I didn't remember or that I didn't even know. And some parts of it, I got to tell you, is very chilling, bone chilling, especially part 5 and part 6. More part 5 than part 6. Very chilling, I thought. So I want to suggest those to you if you're streaming, to go there and check it out. All right, let me get back to these movies once again. Going My Way, Bing Crosby, and that's Turner Classic Movie. That's Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern, and The Bells of St. Mary, Bing Crosby and Ingrid Bergman. That's Turner Classic Movie. That's Sunday at 5:45 p.m. Eastern. I hope you get a chance to enjoy these movies, and I hope you have a great weekend and having a good time too. Christmas is coming up, ladies and gentlemen. We wish you all the best. I want to say hello to all of you guys, a farewell to all of you guys who are watching today. Thank you so much for joining us. Mary, Warren, Brian, Lisa, Debbie, all of you guys, thank you so much for being along with us. Have a great one. We'll be back here on Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern for Talk Back Live. Brian Camp hopefully will be here. Yes, we'll be here. And we'll have the latest developments in today's world of sports. And then we'll come back here next Friday as well for more of the coffee hour. And it'll be a brand new year at that time. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, have yourself a great day, a great weekend. And I will see you happy Kwanzaa, New Year, and all those other great holidays. And what are the other ones? Kwanzaa, New Year. And then you have Hanukkah. All of you. Feliz Navidad. We'll see you next week, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good one. Love you.
You've been watching The Coffee Hour with your host Frank Allan. The producer has been Al Dale. Technical assistant Dave Taylor. Research by Sandy Pierce. And I'm your announcer Donna Stenke. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time on The Coffee Hour.